Hey, this is Gleb, and I want to show a quick answer to this Stack Overflow question about Cypress. By the way, I usually don't look at Stack Overflow, so use Discord or Gitter or Twitter to contact me with questions. But how do you get a value inside cy request without mixing up async and sync code? So the user in this case has the following cy request and then callback, where he's getting some text from the body of a response, logs it in, and then returns it, but he gets this error that he mixed asynchronous and synchronous code. Now, it's not really synchronous versus asynchronous. It's a question of what value do you want to yield from this callback to the next Cypress command down the chain. So I prepared a little example where I have this div, and I want to split it up and get just the last name. So I use cy.get, invoke the text, which gives me a string. Then I split that string, and I get just the second part, and it should equal Smith. Perfect. Works great, right? Everything is fine. But imagine you want, just like that user, log the text right here. And all of a sudden you get this error that you're mixing up async and synchronous code. So what is the problem? Well, in this assertion, or if it were Cypress command, that would be a command here, this assertion gets a value from this callback. It's called yielded a value, right, from Cypress chain. Now, Cypress chain yields that value. We compare it to, the Smith and so on. But what happens when we have both a command inside the callback and we return a value synchronously? In that case, Cypress is not sure what you want yielded from this chain. Do you want to yield the result of this command? Because it could be something else, right? It could be Anna, for example, right? So what do you want to do? Do you want to yield Anna, or do you just want to yield whatever you return? So if we have no return, then Cypress automatically takes the value of the last command and yields it to the next command in the chain, right? If we remove a wrap and just have a return value, it works as well because Cypress knows you just want to return whatever you return. If it were a promise that you return, it would use the result value. So in this case, that's it, right? It's just its confusion comes from using a command and having a return value. So if you want to log something, right? Let's say text. How can you return with a split value? Well, you have to probably move it down and split it up, right? Or in this case, it is much simpler. You want to just say cy.log, okay, and leave it here. And what happens in this case, so you invoke the text, you get the text, you pass it to the callback, cy.log returns undefined. So if Cypress cy.then callback returns undefined, then it just takes whatever previous value passed it and continues and passes it to the next step. So if you just want to log something, just use cy.then and cy.log by default. But this is the explanation for that error, and this is how to solve it. Make sure your callback either uses a return value or a Cypress command, but doesn't mix and tries to use both.